Welcome back to Overdrive. I'm sitting here with Joe Bonamassa in Dublin. Very lovely to have you, Joe.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for coming by, man. Listen, big exciting news that was revealed yesterday about this fantastic couple of shows that you're doing next year in Cork in celebration of Rory Gallagher. How did all of that come about?
Well, I got a call, our management office, my manager for 35 years, got a call from a lovely gentleman here in Dublin named Peter Aiken, great promoter. His father worked with Rory back in the early 70s. Peter worked with Rory like literally his whole career and knew him back when he was a kid, and pitched this idea that he had gone to the family, Donald and Daniel and company, and I've known the Gallaghers for a while, and over a dozen years. They pitched this idea of doing a tribute concert in Cork on the 30th, the celebration of Rory Gallagher on the 30th anniversary of his passing, which is coming up, and it also kind of went along with the Bonhams auction of the guitars, which is happening on I believe October 17th, in London. And so I was like an immediate yes. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, that's going to be tough. Really tough. And but the more I got my head around it, I was like, this is going to be a real honor, and it has already been an honor just to be here and do the rollout and play the music. We only played 3 songs yesterday, but it was I just said, you know what, it's going to be one of the biggest musical challenges of my life, but it's also going to be one of the most rewarding things. And I'll, if I was lazy and didn't want to do it, I'd kick myself in the ass for not doing it, and I'm just so happy to be here. And the Gallagher family is just so nice, and they're so humble, and it's a burden, to have that legacy and that collection of guitars, and it's a real weight on the family. So if this helps, button up everything and make a real celebration of Rory's career and his life and the legacy that he's left behind, and I could be a small part of it, I'm happy to do it.
And with regards to you just mentioned there, it is a tough challenge, I suppose, in one aspect. Do you know right now a kind of an idea of what you guys are going to be taking on from the catalogue, or is that open still to a lot of discussion? And obviously there's rehearsal.
We're going to do all the hits, and it's going to be very Irish Tour 74 centric.
Oh, cool. Right.
So, like a lot of those, it was funny because when we were putting the 3 songs together, and we have this great band, and Angus Ralston on bass, and Lockie Doley on keyboards, and Jeremy Spencer on drums, and it was like we were rehearsing this little place in Cork the other day, and it was kind of ambiguous what versions we were going to do, but all 4 of us collectively, and along with Kevin Shirley, who's producing the project for us, all 4 of us just defaulted to Irish Tour 74. Oh, like I'd start playing some of the riffs, and then Angus would pick it up. I'm like, okay, so let's cut a lot of work out of this.
And let's disagree
that we'll start an Irish Tour 74, because again, it's in our DNA. That record's really ingrained into a lot of people's DNA.
Absolutely.
And it's not a thing where it's not like if you know. No, it's that's the definitive. That's like where we all started with Rory. They got people with his work with Taste, and then the solo records and all of that, but it's just Irish Tour 74 really embodied.
It just captured it.
Captured who he was, and
the essence of Rory,
and the essence of what he did for so long and so well.
And just going back to when you were growing up and the influences that you were affected by that took you on your path, how present was Rory in those years for you, as besides Clapton and Hendrix and et cetera, et cetera?
Well, I always say that the Irish music, especially the guitar-centric music, the Thin Lizzies, the the Gary Moores, the Rory Gallaghers.
Yeah.
That was equally as pivotal to me as the Claptons, Peter Greens, Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, Robin Trower. You know, and if you take all of that and a little bit, you know, and sprinkle in some Stevie Ray Vaughan and some Eric Johnson and you know, a few other players like Ry Cooder, and that's pretty much my entire catalog of influences. And I'm happy to address that, and I'm happy to embrace it. You know, some musicians would kind of like, well, like, you know, like, I just got to do my own thing. I've never been that guy. I'm like, I'd rather celebrate music and celebrate my love for the guitar, and something I've done for now literally almost 40 years.
Going back to this show again, are there any particular pieces of Rory's gear, like the guitar? Will that make an appearance? Will you be using that?
I don't know. The guitar will be auctioned off before the show.
Everybody thinks that you're here to
buy it.
To buy it.
I'm not. It cannot. Like, it should not leave this island.
Yeah.
It should not leave Ireland. It really. It's one of those things where it's more of a. It's as equal as a symbol to this country as it is an instrument. You know, I mean, if you straw polled people on the street and you showed them a picture of a Stratocaster, a 1961 Stratocaster, and like, okay, it's a guitar. Show them a picture of Rory Gallagher's Stratocaster, and be like,
they would know that
Rory Gallagher. They won't even say Stratocaster; they're like Rory Gallagher. It's a symbol.
Yeah,
it's as much a symbol as Stevie Ray Vaughan's Stratocaster, as much as a symbol as you know, Wayne Kramer, you know, the MC5. I mean, it's just there's a few things that are just instruments that are indelibly linked to the artist, and that's one of them.
It's been immortalized as a sculpture in Dublin City Centre.
In Temple Bar, I've seen it, but I'm also, you know, again, it doesn't belong with me.
Yeah.
Okay. It as a collector, and I'm one of the biggest guitar collectors in the world. It doesn't belong with me. It doesn't feel right. It just I feel like I'd be taking something that belongs in Ireland out of Ireland. And it's no slight against anybody who does it, and they, you know, but I'm trying to encourage people before the auction, if there's any, like, you know, not I don't want to say investors, or just any well-off people that have discretionary income and money, that have a love for Rory's music and a little bit of patriotism, to kind of maybe set up a conservatorship where they own the instrument. Because the parallels is, if, you know, chances are you go see like very well accomplished violinists, you know, at Carnegie Hall, you know, across the world, and they're out there toting these $6-7 million Stradivariuses and these historically significant instruments. You know, a lot of times you find it's, well, you know, how are they swinging that on a violinist salary? And you're like, yeah, because there's a benefactor. And I think ideally something like that, where the family can get the maximum amount of money, but also the guitar stays here, you know. And I know maybe I'm too idealistic with it, and you know, but I just feel in my DNA that, and I don't have any skin in the game. I just as a collector, it doesn't feel right for it to leave this place. It belongs to to the people of Ireland.
We will know by middle of this month, October 17th, I believe, when it goes. So,
well, you know, I don't know where it's going to go and who it's going to go to. All you need in an auction setting is two people with egos and a checkbook.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, we've run out of time here, but it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on Overdrive. And yeah, this show next year, these 2 dates next year, are just absolute must for anyone who.
Come to Cork. It was really great.
Enjoy it. Excellent.
And yeah, I'm excited about it. July 1st and 2nd.
Fantastic. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you very much.